welcome to this video. In this lesson, we're going to go over, once again, translating from the words to the algebra, and from the algebra to the words. The reason we're doing this again is because before, it was just for an expression, and this time, we're going to have an equation. So the difference between an expression and an equation is that expressions are one-sided, while equations are two-sided. An expression would just be x plus 1, an equation would be x plus 1 equals x minus 3. There's going to be two parts of an equation. The first sentence, 2 added to 3 times a number m, 2 added to 3 times a number m is the same as 18. Is the same as means equals, and the other parts you should have already learned before. We'll go to number 3 because I have more space down there. 7 less than. 7 less than. So that means we're going to be taking off 7. That 7 is going to be what we are removing because we're 7 less. Then the sum of p and t. The sum means adding p and t. You can put the parentheses or you can leave them out because of the associative property. Is as much as 6. So that part's the equal sign. Equals 6. We get p plus t minus 7 equals 6. 4 times the sum. So 4 times the sum. Whenever you have multiplication and then you use the sum, that means that there's going to be a group in here. Sum of f and g is identical. That's the equal part. To 6 times g. That part's easy. Let's go ahead and do number 7. The area of the square. Area of a square. This sounds like it's going to be a formula. And it even says in the instructions it's a formula. Area is equal to the length of a side squared. So they tell you that they want you to use this letter. That's the length. And then you're going to square it, which means a power of 2. The area of a circle is so that's the equal part, pi times the radius squared. So we just have r squared. This next one could be similar to a test one. I'll do number 10. The volume of a rectangular prism equals the product, so that means we're going to multiply length, width, and height. So we're going to multiply length, width, and height. Since these are all variables, whenever you have letters, you can write all the letters next to each other, and that means that they're multiplying. If you have numbers, you can't just put a 4 and a 5 and say that they're multiplying. This means 45, whenever we really mean 4 times 5. But if you have letters, you can put L, W, H, P, Q, R, and that means that these are all multiplying. If we're going to turn the equation back into the sentence, then how about I go with the evens here. 2p plus 4t. So let's say twice p plus 4 times t is equal to 20. down here we have 8 minus 6x, but we're not going to be basic. We're going to say the difference between. So the difference between, that means whatever you say first is going to be the first thing you have, and then whatever you say second is going to be what you're subtracting. The difference between 8 and 6 times x is the same as the sum of, because that means add, 4 and twice x. You have to think about it. In the order of operations, when you say the sum of, that means you're going to add two things together. And then whenever I use the word twice, twice takes precedence. That's something you're going to do first in the order of operations. So this twice x, even though it's part of this sum, you're going to do the twice x first, and that's how you know that it's right. Let's do this next one, we can do 15 and 16. Let's say on 15, half the sum of f and y is equal to 5 less than f. I'm changing my wording so that way you can get an example of a different way you can think about this sentence. I could have said the difference of f and 5 again, but sometimes people are going to say 5 less than, and you have to know that means you're taking the 5 off of whatever's coming next. Last one we'll do is 16. The difference between k squared and n squared is the same as twice a letter B. A number B. The difference between, so that means we're going to subtract k squared and n squared, is the same as, that means equals, twice a number B. It means that you're going to use the variable b as a number, and you're going to multiply by 2. Okay, I hope that's enough examples for you today. Good luck translating your algebra.